Alright, it is Friday, October 5th, 2018 at 11:38 a.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. Alright. Girl, 8, pulls a 1,500-year-old sword from a lake in Sweden. An 8-year-old found a pre-Viking era sword while swimming in a lake in Sweden during the summer. Saga Vanekek found the relic in a Videstern lake while at her family's holiday while in Jönköping County. The sword was initially reported to be 1,000 years old, but experts at the local museum now believe it may date from around 1,500 years ago. It is not every day that you step on a sword in a lake, Michael Nordstrom from the museum said. The level of water was extremely low at the time, owing to a drought, which is probably why Sega uncovered the ancient weapon. I felt something in the water and lifted it up, and then there was a handle, and I went to tell my dad that it looked like a sword, Sega told Sveriges radio broadcaster. Sega's father, Andy Vanderdeck, told the English language website the local he initially thought his daughter had found was an unusual stick or a branch in the water. It was only after he asked a friend to take a closer look that he discovered that it was likely to be an ancient relic. So, this little girl found an ancient sword in a lake. Just reminds me of Camelot and the sword in the lake, and the woman that pulls the sword from the lake and gives it to King Arthur. Just reminded me of that. That's why I wanted to share this story. Alright, next. Selfie deaths. 259 people reported dead seeking the perfect picture. The quest for extreme selfies killed 259 people between 2011 and 2017, a 2018 global study has revealed. Researchers at the U.S. National Library of Medicine recommended that no selfie zone should be introduced at dangerous spots to reduce deaths. These would include the tops of mountains, tall buildings, and lakes where many of the deaths occurred. Drowning, transport accidents, and falling were found to be the most common cause of death. But death by animals, electrocution, fire, and firearms also appeared frequently in reports from around the world. So that is a lot of deaths, 259 from selfies. So please be careful out there when taking pictures. Make sure you're in a safe spot and not close to an edge where you can fall off and die. Alright guys, next, Netflix viewing eats up world's data. Video streaming service Netflix is the world's most data-hungry application, consuming 50% of global net traffic, according to research from bandwidth management company Sandvine. Video is generally accounts for more than half of net traffic, it suggests. Other media streaming, such as embedded video on website, accounts for 13.1% of YouTube, 11.4%, and web browsing is 7.8%. The report also found that gaming and file sharing are becoming a significant force in traffic volume. Video accounts for 58% of the total volume of downstream traffic on the internet, followed by web browsing at 70%, and gaming at 7.8%, and social media at 5.1%, according to the report. That is putting a huge pressure on networks around the world, and that pressure is likely to get worse, according to Sandvine Global Internet Phenomena Report. These numbers for video are going to get higher, and more content goes high definition as users turn more to 4K, said President of Marketing Cam Cullen. During the peak evening hours when networks are under the most stress, Netflix can be accounting for 40% of all the download traffic in the U.S., according to the report. So Netflix taking up a lot of data, and as expected, a lot of people watch Netflix, so yeah, that sounds true. Alright, next. 7 officers shot, 1 killed in South Carolina. A suspect has been detained after 7 police officers were shot in a residential neighborhood in South Carolina, according to authorities. 1 officer died in the shooting, the Florence coroner confirmed to ABC News. The officer was identified as Florence Police Department veteran Terrence Caraway, 52, of Darrington. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital. Al Allen, a member of the city council in nearby Horry County, memorialized Caraway in a Facebook post, calling him a great officer and a super person that always thought of others. 3 deputies from the Florence County Sheriff's Office and 4 officers from the Florence Police Department were shot, authorities said. The shooting occurred in the Vintage Place, a residential neighborhood in Florence, about 80 miles east of Columbia, according to the Florence County Emergency Management. Some injuries are serious, a spokesperson for the city of Florence told ABC News. Florence Police Chief Alan Handler described the officer who died as the bravest officer he's ever known. Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer I've known for 30 years, Handler said during a news conference Wednesday evening. The active situation is over, but city officials asked residents to stay away from the area. May he rest in peace. May God watch over his family. Please pray for officers who have fallen this year. They do a lot of good work and they help so many people. Alright guys, stay safe out there and God bless. See you next video.